Hi students, in last class in Botany discussing what is the alleles, what are the characteristic features of alleles, then sex determination, among the sex determination in Nicotiana, sex determination in papaya, sex determination bryophytes plants of Spirococcus. Today this video we have must be discussed about the class is nothing but continuation of sex determination, because one of the chapters is left last class. Now is going to the continuations of sex determination in mice. Mice, these are commonly called as monocot plants. So, what are the monocots? The plant which bear only one cotyledons, as well as what are binomial name of regarding bottom mice? That is called Zia mice. The mice which are commonly called as is a monoecious plants. So, what do you mean commonly called as monoecious? Monoecious means commonly called as both male flower and female flower present on the same plant. So, within a plant both male flowers are there and female flowers are there, or which plant the male flower and the female flower which are present on the same plant, such all plants should be considered regarding what a monoecious plant. Likewise, mice, Zia mice also comes under regarding what monoecious plants. The plants of regarding mice, it can be grazed produce two different kinds of inflorescence. What are the two types of inflorescence normally called as? One is called terminal inflorescence. The second one is lateral inflorescence. Terminal inflorescence which bear staminate flowers. The staminate flowers which is developing from shoot apical meristem. Such a flower is also known as tassel. So, one more that lateral inflorescence. Lateral inflorescence which bear pistillate flower or pistillate parrots. It's are developing from axillary buds. Such a flower is commonly called as cope. So, terminal inflorescence, how to call tassel. Lateral inflorescence is commonly called as cope or also called stalk or also called ears. there are two types of inflorescence that may be occur. But in the maize, I am already instead to already what monoecious. How that maize it maintain regarding what? Unisexuality. Both the male and the female sex are there, but any one sex it will be going to regarding what? Sterile. That is why it maintain regarding what? Unisexuality. So, the unisexuality that are occur in the mice due to selective abortion. So, selective abortion in pistillate are also called selective abortion in staminate in air florets. Likewise, selective absorption regarding what? Pistillate in tarsal florets. So that the substitution of those two things it's occurred due to presence of regarding what? Homozygous recessive alleles, which makes the plants are commonly called as monoecious as well as regarding what? Dioecious. But it generally is occur monoecious, but dioecious is the rare. So, which allele that kinds of things it must be make is commonly called as BA and TS. So, BA is commonly called as barren plant. That means absent. TS means commonly called as tarsal florets, which are conducted to produce regarding what? Pistillate. So, here the two kinds of regarding what alleles make the determinations of regarding what sex, or the sex can be determined based on the presence of regarding what kinds of alleles. But in regarding what maize, so many kinds of mutation that can be shown, that kinds of defects happen due to or which are responsible that kinds of defects happen means one of the regarding what a hormone, namely called as gibberellins. So, in the absence of regarding what is gibberellin, the plants it must be make regarding what unisexuality. That is why it happens so many kinds of mutation. In addition, gibberellin its play as a very important role is commonly called as suppression of stamens in pistillate florets. Likewise, gibberellin plays an important role suppression in carpel in tarsal florets. So, here due to presence of those two kinds of alleles, what are the progeny it may be possible, can I put it regarding what checkerboard is now. Genotype, dominant and recessiveness, then modification, then sex. First of all, what type of gene? BA bar BA, TS bar TS. Here, both the alleles are commonly called as what the recessive. So, how to call mean double recessive? If it is the alleles are occur in the double recessive means what type of characteristic feature that must be applicable is commonly called as like silks on the stalk, as well as modifications of tarsal florets into pistil. That is a modification. So, that kinds of characteristic feature, what kinds of sex it must be produced, commonly called as rudimentary female. These are first things. So, both the alleles are is occur in the double recessive mean what sex it can be produced, commonly called as rudimentary female. Then second one, BA bar BA, TS plus bar TS plus. So, for the condition is commonly called as that is a recessive, that is a dominant. So, recessive and a dominant. So, that type of condition what kinds of modifications occur is commonly called as like silks, no problem at all. So, here is a dominant, do you know? So, it can be a bare tarsal florets. So, bare tarsal means lack is regarding but female sex, presence of regarding male sex. So, what type of sex it can be manufactured is commonly called as male plant is manufactured. This is second things. The third one is going on commonly called as BA plus, BA plus, TS plus, TS plus. So, both are is a dominant. So, commonly called as double dominant. So, both are is dominant means commonly called as what things to be appear is commonly called as have both yar florets and tarsal florets. So, how to be commonly called as is a monoecious plants. The last one to say BA plus TS and TS. So, what condition is commonly called as? Here a positives appear, so called dominant and recessiveness. So, dominant is appear means which bear or have co-florets, also lack of tarsals. So, lack tarsal mean what kinds of sex to be appear is commonly called as normal female. This is the possibilities appear presence of alleles, it may be dominant or recessiveness. Next topic is commonly called as mutation. For the mutation, which is responsible for cause due to regarding what? Environmental changes. So, environment changes are commonly called as one of the important raw material for genetic variation. So, what do they call variation? Variation is commonly called as differences are occur among that organism, but here differences are occur in the regarding what genes, which is responsible for cause genetic variation is commonly called as environmental changes. For genetic variation and environmental changes, whose are commonly called as highly accompanied with this commonly called as mutation and recombination of chromosome. Those two important processes is mainly involved in genetic variation. So, without variation means all organisms should be regarding what same. To be distinguished to among them, it is essential for environmental changes. With the help of changes, mutation and recombination takes place. With the help of mutation and recombination, genetic variation takes place. Okay. Now, come to the point, what is the title? What is the commonly called as regarding what a mutation? That means, sudden changes occur in the genetic sequence of regarding what a DNA, are also known as sudden changes occur in the genetic materials of DNA. What is the commonly called as sudden changes? The change without accompany, the changes are occur within a cell. With the help of change, it happen so many kinds of regarding what the modification. With the help of modification, happen defect or it may be beneficial. Who responsible cause that commonly called as regarding what a mutation? So, mutation is nothing but sudden changes in the genetic materials of DNA. Whose are first observed or first proposed the term of regarding what a mutation? This is commonly called as Hugo Duryea. When the year of 1901. So, he was the first person using the term mutation, who is the commonly called as Hugo Duryea, when the year 1901. So, scientists which things to be observed to use the term regarding what a mutation, he observed one of the plants, namely Eunothera lamarckiana. Eunothera lamarckiana. How it will be commonly called as what? Changing primrose. Because the flower morning white in color, in afternoon yellow in color, then evening is a pink color, that can easily available to utilize to be girls for in the year happen such a kinds of changes are there, that a plant is commonly called as Eunothera lamarckiana. How will be commonly called as changing primrose or evening rose to be say sometime. Why that color to be changed is commonly called as due to regarding what a mutations. So, based on observation or based on the studies of regarding what Eunothera lamarckiana, Hugo Duryea proposed the term regarding what a mutation. How it will be called in Tamil, you know? That is a commonly called as Andi Mandarai. This Tamil name is Andi Mandare. So after the observation of Enothera lamarckiana, he could do his proposal regarding what? Mutation theory. Based on the theory, the mutation can be classified as regarding what? Two types. One is point mutation. Second one is chromosomal mutation. Before entering regarding point mutation and chromosomal mutation, now it must be discussing some of the component about regarding what a mutation. Which substance or which agents it responsible for regarding what to create a mutation, that is commonly called as mutagens, or which agents create a mutation, that is commonly called as mutagens. Which organism undergo mutation, that is a commonly called as mutant. So Enothera lamarckiana is a commonly called as, it is a mutant variety. Is a mutant variety because the plants is undergo mutation happens at that kinds of regarding what changes. In addition, mutation it may be occur spontaneously. Mutation it may be occur induced. So spontaneous mutation, then induced mutation. So what is the meaning of commonly called as spontaneous mutation? In general, somatic cell and reproductive cell, without any influence, mutation they may be appear mean commonly called as spontaneous. What they call induced mutation is commonly called as, it's man-made. What it's man-made? Do you want something from human beings? The mutation that is are created by ourselves, or it may be themselves, or some substance to be utilized, you or create mutation, that is commonly called as induced mutations. So for here already I am indicating to you types of mutation. Now go to the first one is commonly called as point mutation. Or also known as commonly called as gene mutation. What is the point mutation or gene mutation? That means commonly called as sudden changes are occur in small segment of DNA. Either single nucleotide pair, either single nucleotide or a pair of nucleotide. So what is the definition? Sudden changes are occur small segment of DNA, either single nucleotide or in a nucleotide pair. Can I draw the diagram? I am already draw during genetics anyway. that is nitrogenous bases: adenine, thymine, guanine and cytosine. Adenine and thymine, they happen 2 hydrogen bonds. Guanine and cytosine, they have 3 hydrogen bonds. That is sugar. That is phosphate. So what I am telling about point mutation, sudden changes are occur in the small segment of DNA, either single nucleotide, that is called single nucleotide, or is a nucleotide pair. So that is commonly called as gene mutation or point mutation. Based on that mutation, point mutation can be classified as various types, is namely, first one, deletion, second one, insertion, third one, substitution. So what do you mean commonly called as deletion? That means commonly called as loss of single nucleotide in a structure of DNA. That is called deletion. That means loss. So what is the genetic materials are there from that structure, any one of the nucleotide or nucleotide pair, if it is a loss, means commonly called as deletion. So deletion, it is first reported in regarding what? Bacteria page. So what are called insertion or also called addition? What is the addition? Adding of one or more nucleotide in the structure of DNA. So first of all, deletion, that becomes loss of segment of DNA. Second thing is commonly called as insertion. What is the called insertion? Also called addition. What is the called addition? Adding of one or more nucleotide in a structure of DNA is a commonly called as addition or also called insertion. Deletion and insertion, it's are repeatedly happening in the organism, means the organism which leads to regarding what? Lethal. Because if a deletion is happen, insertion is happen, adding, losing, it's are repeatedly happening, mean the plants are not responsible for productions of specific protein. If it is occur defective protein, mean the organism which leads to death, that to say it's a lethal. But which is that economically significance is a commonly called as substitution. What I call substitution? Replacement of one heterogeneous basis to regarding what another. Do you know, already I am telling about you what are the heterogeneous bases? Purine and pyrimidine. So replacement of heterogeneous bases, that's a call purine and pyrimidine. So based on the replacement, substitution can be classified as 2 types, namely transition and transversion. So what are the called transition? When a purine nucleotide change into another purine nucleotides, or when a pyrimidine replacement regarding what? Another pyrimidine. So purine replaced by another purine or pyrimidine replaced by another pyrimidine. That type of substitution is commonly called as what? Transition. What are the called transversion is commonly called as? When a purine replaced by pyrimidine, when pyrimidine replaced by purine. So it's happened such a kinds of alteration. So purine replaced by purine is a commonly called as transition. Pyrimidine or purine replaced by pyrimidine or pyrimidine replaced by purine, that is commonly called as what? Transversion. Apart from point mutation, based on the functional activities, the mutation can be classified some other types. First one, same sense mutation. Or synonymous mutation. Or silent mutation. So, what do you mean same sense? What do you mean synonymous? What do you mean silence? Same phenomena. A simple meaning like this. The mutation that affect our codes, because you know 3 codes that responsible productions of amino acid. For example, CCA is a triplet or triplet codon. This is one codon. Such a kinds of sequence that responsible produce one kinds of amino acid. But here CCA is going to regarding what a mutation. With help of mutation, the mutation that can alter the code. How to alter the code? CCC. This before mutation, this is after mutation, but before mutation, the code of TCA, what type of amino acid gives means proline. So CCA is commonly called as is a triplet code that can producing that called what? Proline. Proline is a commonly called as amino acid. But after mutation, that can code change. What's change? C instead of A to given regarding what C is appear. But after that changes also, they can produce regarding what? Same amino acid. This is called what? Proline. That type of mutation is commonly called as, that's called same, proline. Synonymous, without function. Silent, there is no activity like this. So what is the phenomena of regarding it? The mutation that affect one code of amino acid, it can change the code, but without changing amino acid, it can be produced. That is commonly called as same sense mutation or regarding what is synonymous mutation or silence mutations. Next one is commonly called as missense or non-synonymous mutation. What do they call missense or non-synonymous mutation? Nothing but the mutation that affect one code of amino acid, change the code. After the change the code, it's not grease produce same amino acid, instead of which can be grease produce other type of amino acid. That is commonly called as missense mutation. For example, CAT cat. It is grease regarding what a proline. CAT is grease regarding what a proline. CAT. For here, A it can be changed to be regarding what C. Why? Due to mutation. What code that can be arranged is commonly called as CCT. That's a commonly used regarding what histidine. Like this. So the first thing is commonly called as the mutation that affect one code. After the change the code, it can be give same amino acid. Here, the mutation that affect one triplet code, change the code, but it's not give same amino acid. Instead of which can be give regarding but different amino acid. That is a commonly called as missense or also called non-synonymous mutation. Can I go to third one? Nonsense mutation. What is the meaning of nonsense? Also called stop codon. You know, I am already indicating you. 3 triplet it responsible producing one amino acid. Any kinds of sequence that can be appear. So, for example, CAT. If CAT, if it is occur the mutation, CAT what type of amino acid produce? This is commonly called as a proline. Sometime due to the mutation, the cat, that is a commonly called as CAT, is not responsible productions of regarding what a proline, because the mutation terminate the action. So, what a terminate? It is a finalized. So, it can be kill. So, if it is a kill mean, such a kinds of regarding sequence of regarding triplet, there is no possible producer regarding what a amino acid. That is a common nonsense. Also called stop, because a terminate, finish, end happen like this. Can I go to the fourth one? Frameshift mutation. What is the commonly called as frameshift mutation means? I am already indicating to you. Deletion is to happen, addition is to happen. So, already the sequence of nucleotides that may be appear. In the sequence, some nucleotide segments to be lost. Sometime new nucleotide that can be regarding what is inserted. If it is happen repeatedly means commonly called as change the regarding usual frame. If it is change the usual frame, such a insertion, such a addition means what happen mean change in the structure or changes in structure as well as function. So, repeated happen of insertion and addition, it must be altered in a structure and a function, that is commonly called as frameshift mutation. Can I give an example given you? UCC AAA GCG. These are 3 triplets. UCC, what type of amino acid it is given is commonly called as leucine. Is a production amino acid. A is a produced regarding what? Lysine is a production amino acid. GC can produce arginine. How happened regarding frameshift? Yeah, look here. Loss of C. Here C is a loss. So, what happened? That U and C combined with the adjacent codon. So, what that? U, C, A. If it is happen mean, what type of amino acid can be produced commonly called as serine? In second thing, loss of A. So, if it is one A is lost mean that 2 codon combined to regarding what? Another triplet code. So, what that? A combined with the last one G. What is the call? It can be grease produced regarding aspargine. That is commonly called as frameshift mutations. Can I go to the next one? Topic is commonly called as mutagenic agents. So, what is the called mutagenic agents? Environment condition or chemical substances that is inducing mutation in plants and animals. So, environment condition as well as chemical substances, though both the things It responsible cause mutation in an organism or in plants and animal is commonly called as mutagenic agents. Who are first utilized or who are first to find out regarding what mutagenic agent is commonly called as Muller. In the year of 1927 in Drosophila. So, Drosophila is nothing but regarding what a fruit fly. In Tamil to say Palapuchi, it is easily ring on the surface of regarding fruits. But the Muller find out regarding what a mutagenic agent Drosophila, what type of mutagenic agent the man be proposed is commonly called as physical mutagenic agents. So, based on the functional activity, the mutagenic agents can be broadly classified as two types, namely physical mutagenic agents and chemical mutagenic agents. Can I go to discuss about regarding the first one? Physical mutagenic agents. What are the components it must be concerned regarding what a physical mutagenic agent? The first one, temperature. The second one, electromagnetic radiation. So, electromagnetic radiation and the temperature, those two is commonly called as physical mutagenic agents. Now, go to regard the first one. Temperature. So, temperature is one of the prominent physical factor what it will be going to regarding what to operate. If it is increase the temperature mean increase the rate of regarding what a mutation, as well as if the temperature is available beyond the limit, what happen like this means the beyond the limit of temperature it responds for break hydrogen bonds between the DNA molecule. You know already I draw the structure between adenine and thymine. These are hydrogen bonds. So, temperature increase the rate of regarding water mutation. The temperature is available more than or beyond the limit is commonly called as break the hydrogen bonds of DNA molecule. These are phenomena for recording water temperature. Can I go to the next one? Electromagnetic radiation. So, for the visible spectrum, there are a number of colors are there, you know already studied about from through the physics. The electromagnetic radiation on the visible spectrum, there happen two different kinds of regarding what wavelength. One is called short wavelength, second one long wavelength. What you mean commonly called as short wavelength, or what are the rays it can be processed regarding what is short wavelength, those are also called commonly called as ionizing radiation. What is called ionizing radiation, which can be processed regarding what short waves. that kinds of rays, it absorb more energy. The atom containing electron became is convected regarding what ionizing. Simple meaning, the atom contain electrons, that kinds of regard which can be possessed short waves which are absorbed, it convert to regarding what ionizing. Or what are the examples of commonly called as short wavelength that can be possessed electromagnetic radiation is a commonly called as alpha, beta, gamma, cosmic rays, neutron, then radioactive isotopes. So those are all commonly called as short wavelength, are also called regarding what ionizing radiation. Those are things it can be used irradiated cells or treated with regarding what cells. One more thing, long wavelength. Some of that rays or some of the things which can be possessed regarding what long wavelength. Which can be possessed regarding what long wavelength, the penetrating level it is a very less. Which can be possessed regarding what a short wavelength is only commonly called as UV rays. What are called UV? Ultraviolet rays, that is only can possess regarding what long wavelength. It can be low penetrating, cannot deeply enter, it cannot analyze to be deeply. So that UV rays are generally utilized to regarding what microorganism, pollens and spores, because the microorganism, pollen and spores possess nucleus is occur near the membrane. This is a commonly called nucleus. So which are the organisms the nucleus occur near the membrane? To find out which can be wavelength to be utilized commonly called as long wavelength. Sarbadi sonara. Sarbadi sonara is nothing but is a mutant wheat. Is a mutant wheat varieties, which waves to be utilized to be developed is commonly called as gamma rays. That variety is not developed in India, it is developed from regarding what Mexican. So commonly called as it is a Mexican wheat. Who's to be developed utilizing gamma ray for wheat is commonly called as the greatest scientist, namely Dr. M.S. Swaminathan and co-workers. Those are developing new mutant variety of wheat by utilizing gamma ray, where mean commonly called as Mexican, so commonly called as Mexican variety. Who are the called is commonly called as Dr. M.S. Swaminathan and his co-worker. Who is called as regarding M.S. Swaminathan? He is nothing but father of Indian Green Revolution. That can be used regarding what a physical and mutagenic reaction, one variety. The second thing, Castor Aruna. Do you know what is the binomial name of Castor? Resinus communis. which comes under family regarding what Euphorbiaceae. Castor aruna is a resinous communis, comes under family regarding what Euphorbiaceae. What is speciality of regarding what Castor aruna? The seeds are treated with thermal neutron. By using thermal neutron, the treated with the seeds which can be used to produce short duration variety are also called early maturities. So, without treating of thermal neutron, what is the total lifespan of regarding what castor is commonly 270 days. But after treating of thermal neutron, the castor plants are developing what is the lifespan is commonly called as 120 days. So, within 120 days you got to be harvested, but without treating of regarding what is thermal neutron, what is the total days commonly called as 270 days. With the help of neutron, it can alter the days within 120 days. You have to be cultivated regarding castor seeds. That is a commonly called as castor aruna. Hi students, today we are discussing regarding what up to regarding what the physical mutagenic agents in some species. Tomorrow can I continue to what are the things it can be responsible for chemical mutagenic agents. But what we will be going to discussing today, please refer the books. So many kinds of regarding need point of words are there. A lot of 2 more question, 3 more question, 5 more questions are there. So after watching that video, you are thoroughly go through in your books. It is a very helps to clear your doubt. If you are not watching that video means you are simply read the books mean it cannot possible to understanding easily. So please watch this video. Thank you one and all.